Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Monday Mojo with me, Coach Mo. Thanks for joining me for a little bit of Joe on this Monday morning and taking some time to do a little bit of reflection today with me. And if you joined me last week, you know that we are starting a new format for your Monday Mojo. And basically, the new format is we're talking about two things every single Monday. We're talking about spirituality and we're talking about success, right? Now, for me, the two are not separate, they're together, but sometimes it helps us to kind of separate them so that we could find a little bit of that flow in our lives and make sure that we're paying attention to our inner being, our spirit, our soul, providing some self-care, which we know is at the foundation of great leadership, but also being able to look at success in my life. How am I going to get from point A to point B? So this is sort of becoming a little bit of a book club, a relaxed book club, as I like to call it. And the book that I am using as source for these next few weeks or months, who knows how long we'll go through it, is The Wisdom of Sundays by Oprah Winfrey. So I want to invite you to join me in scanning it, in reading it, and letting me know what you find inspiring about it. This is about the conversations that Oprah has been having for years in her series, Super Soul Sunday. So today, let's go ahead and get into this so that the video is not too long for you today. When it comes to spirituality, I'm focusing on the first chapter, which is called Awakening. And in this chapter, just in the very first few pages, I haven't even gone too far, Oprah recalls her conversation with Carolyn Mace, who is a intuitive healer. And they talk about how for many individuals, they felt that they didn't have spirit, that their spirit was something outside of them, a force outside of them that was, guiding them in their lives, which is the case, right? For many of us, we look to something outside of ourselves, the universe, God, nature, whatever that is for you, that source of spirit, that inspiration, to guide us and to open doors for us, and to kind of give us that strength during difficult times in our lives, right? But we also do have a spirit inside of us, right? What is the spirit of Monique, of Coach Mo? What is the spirit of you? What is your spirit? What do you want to achieve in this life? What is calling for your energy, for your knowledge, for your attention, for your impact, right? That comes from who we were meant to be, from our purpose, right? And so I wanted to read you a quote, and this is how Carolyn Mace defines spirit. And it got me thinking about one of my clients who just mentioned to me recently an experience that she went through. So the quote goes as such: "Your spirit is the part of you that is seeking meaning and purpose." That's one way someone can relate to that. Another way is to understand spirit as a part of you that is drawn to hope, that will not give in to despair. The part of you that has to believe in goodness, that has to believe in something more. I found this to be so inspirational, and really so rich of a definition of spirit. And so that reminded me of a recent conversation with one of my clients where she talked to me about a moment recently in her life where she literally lost herself. Because of a situation she went through, a betrayal that hurt her so deeply that she literally felt in her being that a part of her was gone. And even to the point where she felt that she could die from this pain, from this loss that she was feeling of herself, right? Not a loss of someone else or something outside of her, but a loss of herself. But then she explained how she got out of it, how she rose out of it. And she did it through finding the time to reconnect with herself, to find herself, to connect with her spirit. And she was able, in her words, to reclaim her sense of hope in herself, in the situation, in life, in the future. And through that hope, she was able to now look back at the situation and say, okay, maybe I need to create some boundaries in my life so that this doesn't happen to me again and affect me in this way again, right? So a wonderful way to look at our spirit and to connect it with hope, and having that hope in those times and in those moments, whether it's in our career, in our relationships, and other aspects of our lives that really are tough for us. Okay, so hopefully that is making you think today. And I'd love for you, as far as reflecting today, think about, what does spirit mean to you? How do you connect with your sense of spirit? Okay, so I'd love for you to think about that and maybe comment below on the video so we could continue the conversation. Now I want to turn to success, right? And all of the different things that help us to be successful, to feel successful, to get to that success point that we have defined for ourselves. Another pattern I'm seeing recently in a lot of my coaching conversations with executives, men and women, even more so the men lately, which I find very interesting. There's so much self-doubt and so much fear around jumping into something that we don't feel we're ready for, that we're comfortable for, that we don't know enough, we're not good enough. So this, just a lot of fear around, gosh, I know that I really need to do something, but I just can't seem to do it. And there's so many ways to look at, chopping through that fear, breaking through those barriers of fear. I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing that today, right? Because there's different techniques that we can use. What I would love for you to reflect on today, as I will for myself, is, what are those fearful moments? What are we fearful about? Can we be very clear about what we're fearful about? Can we be very clear about what we're saying to ourselves about that fear, who we are in that fear, and what we can and cannot do or become because of that fear, okay? Because it is something that will limit us, that will hold us back from our greatest potential, okay? And living in our greatest potential. For me, you often hear me talk about, now being an entrepreneur. Now it's been almost 2 years, and going through those moments, very exciting and exhilarating moments, very testing moments of test for me. Can I continue to do this? Do I have what it takes, right? So I, of course, have a lot of fears, like many of us. And so one thing that helps me, and I tell you because it could be the smallest thing that just keeps you going. It's a mantra, it's a thought. It's that you're not going to wait any longer to live the kind of life that you want, okay? And so what's the driving force for you? What can you hold on to that will help you to break through that fear today, one small step at a time, okay? So I want you to reflect on that. For me, it's this message, this pillow that I look at every single day. Don't quit your daydream, okay? I won't quit my daydream. I'm living my daydream, right? I'm living a really big daydream of, after 20 plus years working for others and loving it, but always having that dream of being able to build something for my own and have the flexibility that I need, make my own decisions as to how I'm gonna, operate moment to moment, every single day, and really build a vision for a dream and go out there and achieve it, right? So for me, it's don't quit your daydream. That really helps me to jump into fear. And believe me, I fail. I fear and I fail, and we all do. But as my little mug shows, my number one talent is learning. And so I know that learning from my fears, learning from my mistakes and my failures is only going to make me better. And we don't have to have learner in our top 5 to feel that way, right? So that's what I want us to reflect on today. I hope that you will join me in the conversation below. Tell me if you're enjoying this new format of spirituality and success. And if there's anything in particular that you want to talk about, and if you're reading something in this book that piques your attention, let me know and we'll talk about it. Okay? So have a fantastic Monday. Have a fantastic week. And I'll catch you next week. Bye-bye.